oftentimes you look at your past and you think like, I could never become this. I don't have the degree. I don't have the qualifications. I don't have the connections. But your past does not disqualify you from becoming who you were meant to become. God doesn't sit there and says, oh, really? Well, that changes things. Yeah, I better take a note of that. Give me my notebook. Yeah, keep speaking, yeah. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, okay. Oh, you went through that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that changes things. Yeah, maybe you're not capable of what I'm trying to get you to do. You know what? Yeah, you're right. God doesn't listen to you and says, oh, I didn't know that this happened. I didn't know that's who you were. I didn't know that's how you acted. God knows it all. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Dominica coming to you live on Facebook once again. And today we got Transformation Tuesday. And today's topic is gonna be so amazing. I just know that so many people need to hear what I'm about to say today. So if you are joining me live, say hello in the comments. If you are watching me on a replay, give me a replay in the comments. Why not? Let me know when you are jumping on. Let me know that you can hear me, because Facebook is wrecking my head. Or it's my internet, or it's my phone. I don't know which one it is, but I can see that sometimes I go live and the connection is perfect. And then there are other days when I have this most powerful message to share and the connection is horrible. I can't seem to go live and all odds are against me. But you know what? I'm still here and I'm still gonna show up. It doesn't matter what. Nobody is gonna stop me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, and I will still show up, because all the things that I share here are so transformational. And I mean, I just want to take a moment and say thank you to every single one of you who is supporting me, for all of the messages I'm receiving. And you know what? Yesterday I received the best message ever from a friend of mine. I consider her a friend. She's also like one of my clients, and she worked with me before. And she told me that this material that I share here is transforming her life, her business, her mission, just overall mindset, and even her marriage. And I've been really praying about this for her. And I'm just so grateful that I get to do this. This is my full-time job. And I feel so blessed to be able to help so many people transform their lives, transform their businesses. I mean, I feel beyond grateful that God is working through me and helping all of those people. So anyway, I just feel so happy, and I love hearing how this material transforms people's lives, because I can tell you, this kind of material transformed my life as well and continues to transform my life. Personal development never stops. Growth never stops. And I love learning new things. I love how God works through other people, and when I get to learn from others. But anyway, I'm just so happy. And today I want to talk to you about the fact that your past doesn't disqualify you. It prepares you. Oh. Your past doesn't disqualify you, it prepares you. And what do I mean by that? Everybody talks about leave your past in the past. The past is in the past for a reason. Everybody says, why would you want to go back to your past and relive it? Why do you not focus on the present moment? But I want to take a little different twist to it today. Because a lot of people think that the past determines their future. But I am here to tell you, your past determines where you are today, but it does not determine where you're gonna be in the future. It does not determine where you're gonna be in the future. Why? Because in just one moment, everything can change. In just one moment, you can make a decision to change your life and go a different path. And that path will lead you to some great, great things. I mean, things way beyond your mind. So, some people dwell in the past and they think, I should have went and gotten a better education back then. I should have started being with this person. I should have never even started being with this person. Why did I even go on this first date? Or they say like, why did I pick this kind of degree? It doesn't even suit me anymore. Like, I don't even use my degree. I studied these things. I wasted my time. But the truth is, your past does not determine where you're gonna be 10 years from now. 10 years from now. It doesn't. Why? Because you could be someone who has never studied a degree, and God will transform your life to the point that you don't even, like, you're shocked. You're shocked. Why am I saying it? In my past, I studied a degree, a level 8 in UCD, University College Dublin, and I studied English and Drama Studies. English and Drama Studies. And later on, after I finished my degree, I went on to study TEFL, to become an English teacher of foreign language, like a teacher that teaches English as a foreign language. That's what I went on to study as well. Because I thought, I am going to be a teacher in my life. I thought that this is going to be the greatest career ever, because that's what I've been told by the people around me. I've been told by the people around me, the best, the most secure of jobs that you can ever get is teaching. And so I thought that I am supposed to be a regular teacher. And I went on and I studied a degree to become a secondary school teacher. A secondary school teacher. Okay? And then, when I finished my degree, it was 2020 and COVID hit. And you know what? In my head, I was like, that's not what I'm meant to do. I just finished the degree. I finished the degree and I was like, that's not it. That's not it. I know this is not my calling. So did I waste those 3 years of my life? Some people could say that I did. I used to even think about it in a way like I wasted my time studying this. But the thing is, everything that I went through up until that point in 2020, it brought me to that moment of realization that I am meant to do different things in life. I didn't want to be a teacher. I only listened to people around me, you know? But then, okay, so what happened was I started saying to myself, okay, what kind of thing can I do with the degree that I studied for? Because obviously I just spent the last 3 years, because my degree was only 3 years. It was, contracted into 3 years instead of 4. And I just spent the last 3 years studying to become, hopefully to become a secondary school teacher. By the way, just to find out that I could not become a secondary school teacher without going to a different degree additionally after that. And I didn't have any problem with that. I mean, I applied to a master's degree, professional master's in education, to go and become a secondary school teacher. And guess what? I wasn't even surprised. I obviously got in. I got in to the professional master's in education to become a secondary school teacher. And you know what my reaction to it was? I wasn't happy. I wasn't joyful. I wasn't feeling like this is exactly what I'm supposed to do in life. I got the notification that I got accepted, and I was like, I knew I'm gonna get in. I wasn't even surprised. I wasn't proud of myself. I wasn't happy. And you know what I started doing? I started researching, why do people leave teaching jobs? I'm not joking. I started researching YouTube videos of teachers sharing their testimonies why they leave their teaching jobs. And I didn't even step into this role yet. And I already wanted out. Do you understand? I didn't even step into this role. And I already knew that's not where I'm meant to be. That's not where I'm meant to be. And guess what? I accepted the offer. And back then in 2020, I paid €260 to secure my spot in this master's degree. I paid €260. As a student, this felt like millions and thousands. You know what I'm talking about. €260, that's a lot of money. I paid that money. The money came and I paid it. And then a few days after, I was like battling with myself, asking God for direction. And God was like, no, that's not it. You're not going to be just a teacher. And I'm not saying teachers are just teachers, because they do incredible work. But I knew that my calling is somewhere else. And you know what I went? And I went to study, as I told you, TEFL, which is teaching English as a foreign language. Because I thought this is going to be handy. Like, I whenever I was a child and I was back in Poland, I used to love English. It was my favorite subject. Because in Poland, we were studying as a foreign language. Like here, you would be studying Spanish or something, right? So I was like, I love it. It was my favorite subject. I got all A's. I was brilliant at it, okay? So I thought in Poland, when I was small, that I'm going to become an English teacher. And I will teach English as a foreign language. And so, after I studied my degree in UCD, and I got accepted into this master's, professional master's of education that I declined, I said to myself, I feel like I am supposed to become a TEFL teacher. And I'm supposed to teach people English as a foreign language. And so I went and I bought a course from like TEFL Institute of Ireland. And I paid some money for it, and I studied, and I, graduated, got the certificate, whatever you want to call it. And guess what? I couldn't find a job like this. And at the time I was living in Donegal, because I moved from Dublin to Donegal for a little while, because I thought that I am supposed to be maybe in Donegal. So I studied for this TEFL in there, and I couldn't really find a job. So I ended up moving back to Dublin, because I said in Dublin, I can find for sure some English, like TEFL, jobs. So I can teach people English as a foreign language, because that's what I'm supposed to do in life, right? So I came here, and at the time I was also suffering with some health problems. I mean, at the time, it was already 2020, 2022, 2023, right? So at those time, those of you who already know, I was going through some deep things. I mean, depression, anxiety, all of this stuff, like health problems with my stomach. It was horrible, okay? But I moved to Dublin, and I said, I think I am meant to be in Dublin right now. So my fiance and I, we moved here. And guess what? I ended up finding a job as an English teacher of teaching English as a foreign language at one place. And I got this role straight at the interview. Like at the interview, I got the job straight away. And I went. And I hated it. I absolutely hated this role. I didn't like it. In a group setting, I did not like it. I was suffering. I had health problems. It was preventing me from even being able to go to work. But I was like, okay, like I'll show up. But eventually I quit because of my health problems, because I felt like, no, this is not it. And I got a job at a normal customer service. Normal customer service. I mean, on the phone. And people, I used to work like with business individuals, and they would call me and tell me about their problems in relation to water bills, because that's where I worked. And they used to tell me loads of stuff, and I used to help them, and I was amazing at it, even though I hated it, because I'm the kind of person that always puts 100% into whatever I do. And at the time, guess what? I found out about this website online where I could teach English as a foreign language online. And I was like, this is it. This is gonna be the job that I'll be doing. And so I signed up for that website. And I was able to teach people one-on-one. And I did it for a while, alongside my customer service role. Because that was like, you know, self-employment. It was freelance. So I still needed some secure job on the side. So I was like, brilliant, that's perfect. This is what I'm meant to do in life. This is what I'm meant to do. Maybe this is the answer. And I was thinking like, this is going to be brilliant, because if I teach English as a foreign language online, I might be able to eventually build it to the point that I will quit my full-time job and I will move abroad, and I'll be able to teach English as a foreign language wherever I am in the world. But guess what? God obviously had a different vision for me and a different plan. But at the time, I didn't know what that was. But I felt like there is more. There is more. And guess what? Guess what happened after? After all of this, I worked in this customer service, and I worked as an English teacher, teaching English as a foreign language online, one-on-one. I knew that God is calling me for something bigger. And at the time, I really wanted to get out of this, you know, customer service role, because I didn't like to be on the phones, and I didn't like it. And they ended up promoting me actually to a back office role, to help them with stuff, to help them with cases from customers and stuff like that, because I was so great at my role. So I got promoted in 3 months, from being in that role. Okay. Then I was like, this is not it. This is not it. I know I am meant for more. I always felt it. I trusted that there is more for me and my life. And you know what happened next? I all the time say to myself, a great opportunity is coming my way. I don't know how, I don't know from where, but a great opportunity is coming my way. And you know what happened? Somebody reached out to me from LinkedIn, on LinkedIn. And they texted me and they said, we really like your profile, and we are wondering if you are looking for a job, because we would like to hire you. And I was like, tell me more. And they said to me that the salary is almost 10,000 more than the one that I have right now. 10,000 more than I was making at the moment. And it was a back office role. And I didn't have to contact customers daily. And I was like, are you kidding me? Of course, yes, I'm in. Even though this role, I knew it's not gonna be something that I will do forever. I knew that this is not gonna be my life. Because I never seen myself working in corporations. I never seen myself working in this kind of environment forever. But I said, well, I guess that's as good as it gets for now. And so I obviously had to apply for the role, have the interview, because, you know, that's normal. I still had to go through all that process. And they gave me the job, and they offered me like 9,500 or 9,600 something. I don't remember like exact number, but it was like almost 10,000 more than my previous role. How did that even happen? How did that even happen? And you know what the job was? I had to correct billing orders, like billing errors. When a computer creates a bill, sometimes something goes wrong and a human being has to correct that. They have to go in, manually press, click, and they have to fix that. I did not have experience. I did not have experience in anything like that. And guess what? I got the job. How did that happen? If we say that, my past could disqualify me from something like that. But I got it, right? I got that job. And then I obviously didn't see myself in there forever. And many of you already know that story. And at the time when I was in that job, making a great amount of money, I mean, comfortable salary. I had a lot of different perks, in that office where I worked. Free coffee, wow. What a great life. Free coffee and tea and milk, if you want. And they might give you a bonus at the end of the year. How great, you get paid for the holidays. It was a great job. Why would I not be grateful? Why would I not want to stay? Like people used to tell me, right? Like, be grateful. This job is amazing. You get paid well. But I still knew in my heart, I am meant for more. And I didn't know how. But I said, it's meant to happen and it will happen. And so what happened after? In 2023, I went on and I started publishing my own books on Amazon KDP. Even though I didn't know how to do it. I didn't have like a writing degree. I didn't have skills. I didn't have IT skills and know how to create graphics. I wasn't a graphic designer. I never studied any of this stuff. But guess what? I said to myself, if it's meant to be, it will be, and I will learn. I will learn what has to be learned. And so I started publishing them books, right? And then, as you already know, I was going through some deep, dark stuff. And it led me to a point that I was suicidal and I did not want to continue my life. But then, when I gave my life over to God and I said to him, you fix me, you take it all away, you take all my pain away. You take all my pain away. Please, fix me. You take my pain away or take me away from this earth. And God kept me alive here today. And I didn't know what that means yet. But I knew that he kept me here for a reason and to share that he is real and to share that anything can be used to your advantage. This stuff that I'm sharing with you guys online, this is bigger than me. I'm not doing it because I woke up one day and decided I'm gonna do it. God kept me here alive for this stuff, to share this stuff with everyone. This is beyond me. This is not a joke. This is real stuff. And I knew that God will want me to share all those messages that I have. I didn't know how. But I started learning more and more about personal development. And I said, this is the key. Personal development changed my life and God changed my life through it as well. And now I get to teach others the same. And look at it this way. I could have looked at my past and say, I could never become a coach and teach people about mindset. What do I know? I never studied to become a coach. I never went to study a proper degree to become a coach. I bought a course, but it had nothing really to do with what I'm doing. It had pointers in the right directions. It had stuff about your mentality and mindset. But it wasn't like a step-by-step script. This is what you say daily in order to become a coach. It was more about just the experience that the woman lived, and that wisdom, I got that wisdom from her. It wasn't something like, okay, so whenever you are on with the client, on a call, this is what you say to them. And then when they say that, this is what you say back. It was none of those things. Like majority of people would go and study to become a coach. This is what you would learn. You would have a piece of paper and a script and be strictly pointed in that direction to use that script. Ask those questions. This is how you have a call with someone. I had none of those things. Why? And why does it work? Why does it work? Because God has ways to work through the most incredible ways. And if I speak from the heart, it helps so many people change their lives. And guess what? I just want to add here. Why am I sharing this story with you? Oftentimes you look at your past and you think like, I could never become this. I don't have the degree. I don't have the qualifications. I don't have the connections. But your past does not disqualify you from becoming who you were meant to become. I could have looked back at my life and said, I used to smoke weed, like I am a sinner, I am a person who just didn't even know who God is, and now you want to talk about God online? Now you want to share who He really is? How could you even lead people closer to God? How could you do that? But God doesn't care about those stuff. God doesn't care about this stuff. I mean, let's look at the Bible. Come on, guys. Matthew, one of His greatest disciples, he was a tax collector. He had nothing to do with God, but he had faith. He had faith. Do you see? He had nothing to do. His job did not qualify him to become the disciple of Jesus. So whatever you went through in life, however you got through it, whatever you went through, whatever you studied, whatever you didn't study, that doesn't determine your future. Let me tell you this, okay? Let me tell you this. When God gives you a vision and a calling, I spoke about this yesterday. I strongly encourage you to go ahead and watch this video if you haven't yet. After you watch this video, because this was a brilliant live video. But listen to this, okay? When God gives you a vision and God gives you a calling, guys, if you are watching me live, let me know if you can hear me, because it shows me that the connection is slow, but I hope that you can hear me. As long as you can hear me, all is good. So let me know if you can. Perfect decision. You are meant for more. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. And I really truly believe that, yes, it was the perfect decision. It was the perfect decision for me to quit all those jobs and to not go towards this professional masters of education. It was 100%. I have no doubt. And I didn't know how I'm gonna get to where I am. I didn't even know what I'm gonna become. But I trusted that I will become something, because I am meant for great things. And so are you. Everybody in this earth is created for so many beautiful things. But I wanted to say, right, when God creates a vision in your mind and God gives you a calling and a mission for your life, and you come to Him and you say to Him, but God, I never studied this degree. But God, I don't have the finances. But God, do you remember whenever I used to be, I don't know, like a prostitute? But God, do you remember whenever I broke up with this person? But God, do you remember whenever I was sexually assaulted? But God, do you remember that time? How could you even use me for this mission? God, do you remember? Like, I used to be a smoker. God, I used to be an alcoholic. I used to be a drug addict. God, how could I even become greater? God doesn't sit there and says, oh, really? Well, that changes things. Yeah, I better take a note of that. Give me my notebook. Yeah, keep speaking, yeah. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, okay. Oh, you went through that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that changes things. Yeah, maybe you're not capable of what I'm trying to get you to do. You know what? Yeah, you're right. God doesn't listen to you and says, oh, I didn't know that this happened. I didn't know that's who you were. I didn't know that's how you acted. God knows it all. God knows everything about you. Your past, how you lived, who you used to hang out with, how you used to act, where you have been. It's not a surprise to God. But yet, whenever God gives us a vision, we often look at our past and we think that our past will determine where we're gonna be. When God says, this is who you're gonna become, and you ask, how could I ever? Who am I? And God doesn't go, oh yeah, actually, I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. Because of that, you could never become this. Because of that, no. You know what? I think I called the wrong person for this. Sorry, my bad. Sorry for wasting your time. I gotta go call that person. Do you see this? How ridiculous we sound as humans? How ridiculous do we get? God says to you, this is your calling, this is your mission, this is what you're gonna become. And you turn around and say, but God, how could I ever? I did this in the past. I used to do this. This is where I come from. This is my past. That's not a surprise to God. God already knows that. God already knows. He knows where you were. He knows how you acted. He knows who you hung out with. He knows what you studied or what you didn't study. He knows how you grew up and how parents treated you or your guardians. He knows. You might be looking at your past and saying, God, I used to have a difficult childhood. I can't seem to get out of that place. This is holding me back. And it is holding you back. If you don't let it go, if you don't choose forgiveness and just let it go, the past cannot be changed. But your future is determined on the decisions you made today. By the decisions you made today. And you know, like, that's the thing. You're gonna be looking at your past and saying, you know, that person I used to be with, they wronged me. My parents didn't treat me well when I was small. They didn't give me love. They didn't give me affection. I used to be such a horrible person to other people and to my family. How could I ever become better? How could I be stronger and wiser now? God doesn't say, yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, now that you mentioned, I don't think you're qualified. With God, it's not like an interview. With God, it's not an interview where you have to introduce yourself. Oh my God. With God, it's not an interview. You do not have to introduce yourself to God and say, hello, my name is Dominika and I studied English and Drama Studies in University College Dublin. Afterwards, I studied TEFL because I thought that I am supposed to become an English teacher as a foreign language. Like, I have experience in customer service. Imagine if it was like that with God. We often feel like that, don't we? We often feel like with God it's like an interview. But God already knows. And with God you do not have to introduce yourself. As a matter of fact, He knows you. You just don't know Him. You don't know Him. So you have to allow Him to introduce Himself to you. That's how it works with God. That's how it works with God. God knows you. God knows your past. He doesn't say, you know what, you used to be an alcoholic. Yeah, you're not qualified for that role. You used to study a law degree. Now you want to become a doctor. No, you're not qualified for that. God doesn't say, oh, you studied English and drama studies and now you want to change people's lives by personal development. No, that's not the right fit. God doesn't say stuff like, oh, you don't know how to create graphics? Yeah, you should have studied that. You can't do that anymore. No, it's too late. God doesn't care about those things. If He has planted a mission and a vision into your heart, into your life, it can happen no matter what, against all odds. Because that's how God operates, by the way. Against all odds. It doesn't matter where you came from, what you did, who you used to be, who you used to hang out with, what kind of partner you had, where you grew up, what kind of country, what age you are, what parents you had, how they treated you. None of it matters. It shapes you. It was essential for you to be where you are today. And God turns it all around. And there are things that happen in our past that we wish they didn't happen. We all have it. No exception. Everybody has it. Everybody has it. And there are a couple of reasons why these things happen. I mean, number one, if people live away from God, horrible things happen. They treat people wrong. Those people who don't know God, they do what they want. They do what they want, and that creates chaos on this world. And this is why so many people get hurt. But this wasn't God's will. God takes it and He turns it around. People like to say everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And majority of people don't like to hear that everything happens for a reason. Because what could be the reason why I was sexually assaulted by my dad when I was like 16, 17? What could be the greater purpose for that? What could be the greater purpose for that? It's not that this is in God's will for this stuff to happen in your life. There is a reason why it happens. It doesn't happen for a reason as in like, you just gotta accept it. You just gotta accept it. And it was in God's will because it's all part of a greater plan. God wanted you to go through this. No. God didn't want you to go through this. God didn't want you to go through this. But you know why it happened? Everything happens for a reason. Only one. Evil in this world. This is why in your past you have struggled. This is why people wronged you. This is why there's so much bad in this world. It's not because God wanted it to be like this. But I used to also have these doubts. I used to also think that God must want that. Like why would I want to follow a God like that? Who wants chaos and trauma and all these bad things to happen in this world. God doesn't want that. And I didn't understand why these things happen. I didn't understand why this happens. Why would God allow it? And then he opened up my mind because I asked him the question. Remember, ask and you will receive. Doesn't matter what you ask and receive. I asked him a question. Why do things happen? And he revealed to me. The things that are bad in this world, they happen because of one reason and one reason only. And this reason is the evil in this world. So you might be asking, okay, so why does God not stop this from happening? Why does God not stop this from happening? But the truth is, if you think about it, if any given moment somebody did something wrong, lied, cheated, stole from someone, raped someone, killed another person, if any time something bad happened, God was to come down and kill that person, nobody would be innocent. No exceptions, no exceptions. Everybody would be wiped out from here. And you know what? God doesn't punish sin twice. Sin is evil. This is what evil is. When people go and they do what they want, when they wrong others, when they do some hurtful things, evil is the sin, okay? And God doesn't punish sin twice. So God is not gonna come and shoot. We already know what's gonna happen to these people. It's written in the Bible. We do not have to guess. The revenge, it's already done. The judgment, it's already done. God can see that. And of course, it's so difficult sometimes to accept the fact that these things happen to us. They weren't in God's will. But you know what's so beautiful? God can take any story. God can take any story and turn it all around for the better. That's the beauty of it. It's not that it was in God's will for this stuff to happen. But God will take it and turn it around if you let him. Because that's what happened to me. God took my past, everything that I went through, everything that I did, myself also, what other people did to me, he took it and I asked him to take it all away, all that pain away, and he did. And now, look what's happened. I get to sit here and share the truth about who he is. I get to sit here and change people's lives. I never would have thought that the things that I went through could be beneficial in this world. Never in my life. But yet, God took it all and he made it happen. So oftentimes we might think, our past disqualifies us because we did this, we used to be that, these people wronged us. But if you allow God to work in your life and you say, no, God, you know what? I want to follow you. I want to follow that mission you are giving me. This is when great things happen for you. This is when great things happen for you and your life. And this is how your life is going to change. I'm telling you, this is life-changing material. I would not be sitting here today if it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for my determination to change my life. This stuff works. When you apply this, when you let go of the past, you become free. So God doesn't want you to look at your past and say it never existed. Because it did, and it was hurtful. It was hurtful. You did things, maybe you made mistakes. But that doesn't disqualify you to your calling, to who you are meant to become in life. It doesn't stop you. Remember, with God, it's not an interview. God doesn't sit around and say, okay, thank you for showing up here, Dominica. Please introduce yourself. You don't need an introduction with God. You just need to learn who he really is, because so many people misrepresent him. It's crazy. I used to have such a bad perception of God because of all the people around me. But then I studied who he is by myself, And he is incredible. The real true God, the real true God. He's incredible, and he changes lives. And he gives you the freedom we are all looking for. You know? So I would like for you to take some time and think about what parts of your life have you decided that do not fit into your mission and calling. What bullshit story, because that's what it is. What bullshit story have you told yourself that disqualifies you from your calling and your mission? Maybe you told yourself you are too old. Maybe you told yourself you are too young. Maybe you told yourself I should have studied this degree. Maybe you told yourself you made too many mistakes. Maybe you told yourself that, you will never amount to nothing. What is the story that you're telling yourself? Because with God, anything is possible. Miracles, stuff beyond our human mind. And we think that if we didn't study this degree, and if we don't live in this certain country, and if we grew up this way, and if we have this kind of partner, and if we have this kind of children and no children, we believe if there is nothing in the bank, we believe if, instead of God, we believe like all those things. We believe if there is no money to show, then this could never work. We believe that if you had no degree, you could never become. But God doesn't care about all those things. He is not surprised by your past. God is not surprised by your past. He knows it. It's not an interview. He does not care about the qualifications that you have or that you don't. He cares about you going for it. And like I said yesterday, you work along him, with him, and he's gonna guide you the steps. So you don't have to ask how. You don't have to ask how is it gonna happen. God, but I don't have the degree. God, but I didn't grow up this way. God, how could I ever? God doesn't care about those things at all. God says, do you accept? This is my vision for your life. This is your mission. This is your calling. This is who I want you to become. Do you accept? Yes or no? Because it's still your choice. Do you see? God is not surprised by where you were, by who you used to be, by where you used to hang out, by what you did in the past, by your past, the way the people treated you wrong. He is not surprised by it. He knows it more than anybody. He knows it more than anybody ever will. And yet we think that I could never. How could I? Who am I? But when you allow God to just work in your life, great things are gonna happen. So stop looking at your past in a way that this is just disqualifying you. Look at it this way. Look at it this way instead. If I went through all of this, but God, I went through all of this, I studied this, but God wants to do this. Despite the odds. Despite the odds. He doesn't care about the odds. He's a God that performs freaking miracles, you guys. And you think you don't deserve that. You think you don't, like, you are the exception and you won't get it. Guess what? You're right. If you believe it, that's what you will receive. Believe and you shall receive. If you believe, you are not qualified, if you believe you are not capable, if you believe you could never, then you're right. But if you believe that even though you were there, you used to be this, you studied that, but God has ways, then your life is gonna change. Because I'm telling you, God works despite the odds. I mean, you guys, I'm getting really fired up right now. Listen to this. Despite the odds, let me say this. When Jesus died on the cross, he was dead, kaput, gone. No pulse. Zero, gone. Gone, you guys. 3 days after, he resurrected. Despite the odds. Do you understand what that means for your life? Do you understand what it means for you? We don't look at it this way. People don't talk about it this way. God works beyond our human mind. Despite the odds, all odds can be against you, but God will take it and God will perform a miracle. This goes so deep. Like diagnosis. Somebody might get a diagnosis and they can hear a doctor say, you have 1 month to live. But if they trust God, despite the odds, God will give them healing. This is so big. This is so deep. People don't talk about this enough. Despite the odds, it doesn't matter what your past says. God gives you the qualifications. God takes you. He will qualify you. He will qualify you. He will take you places you have never even dreamed of. You know, like God doesn't care about where you used to be, who you used to hang out with, what qualifications you have or you don't. He doesn't look for the qualified, he qualifies the called. And there is a calling for your life. There is a calling for your life and God wants you to go towards it. Stop being afraid. Stop listening to the lies. What kind of lies have you been telling yourself? What kind of lies have you been telling yourself? We often are our worst enemy. We as humans, oftentimes, we are our worst enemy. We tell ourselves so many lies. These lies don't come from God, by the way. We all know where they come from. They don't come from God. Because when God gives you a calling and a mission, he doesn't care about your bank balance. He doesn't care what kind of partner you have. He doesn't care what kind of friends are around you. He doesn't care what kind of past you had. He only cares that you accept the mission. So do you accept the mission? Because when you accept, God is going to qualify you. God is going to guide you. God is going to open doors and close doors. He's going to do it. You don't gotta do it by yourself. You don't gotta ask how. You don't gotta ask when. God is gonna make it happen. And it's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind. Once you allow him, it's gonna blow your mind. So stop looking at your life, at your past, in a way that it disqualifies you from becoming this, or becoming that, or getting there in life. God doesn't care about those stuff. It's not a surprise to him. It's not a surprise. So take a moment, Look at your life and change that bullshit story you have been telling yourself. Change it. Change that story. Change that story that God genuinely doesn't care about that. It's not like at a normal job interview. Your calling and your mission, it's gonna be fulfilled when you accept it. And it's gonna be fulfilled one tiny step at a time. It's not gonna be a race. It's gonna be one tiny step at a time. But it will be fulfilled if you trust, if you accept it. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you have, what you don't, what you think about yourself. What matters is what God sees in you. And I'm telling you, I personally believe in you so much. Like, do you think I have nothing better to do than to sit here and just speak? There is a reason why you are watching this today. This is beyond me. This is beyond me and my human mind. And I might never even see what God does in your life. But I know that He's working. And I know that He's working and He has great plans for you. You just gotta go for them and you gotta trust Him. And I literally have butterflies in my stomach. But really, I am so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. Like, I just know it. God wants to do amazing things in your life. I wouldn't be just saying it, just to say it. He has great plans for you. Your past does not determine your future at all. He doesn't care about it. He doesn't care about it. He just cares about now. And what do you choose to do now? Everything starts with a decision. God has a mission for you, but it's your decision to accept it. Do you accept? If in your soul and in your heart you feel like you are meant for more, it is time to accept it and go for it. And God will guide you, who you need to speak with, where you should go, what you should do. And a lot of the times those things might not make sense to you. And it will not make sense, certainly, for other people. Last year, last summer, right? Summer 2024, I quit my full-time job. By the 1st of September 2024, I was without a full-time job, without my office job, without my salary, like without my secure salary. And so many people were looking at me like, what is she doing? Is she insane? What is she doing? Like, is this definitely a good idea? But I was like, yes, I know it. That's what God is telling me to do. And I trusted, and look where it led me. And there are still more things coming my way. This feels like just the beginning. This feels like just the beginning for me. And I'm so excited for me, for my life, for everybody else's. I would never imagine this is where God will lead me. But I accepted the mission. And I accepted when He said to me, go and quit that job. Go hand your notice. Go start doing this. Go sign up for this course. Go and study from this person. Watch this video. All of this stuff is so important. God is gonna guide you. And sometimes you will be like, are you sure? God, I think, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you sure this is what you want me to do? It's not gonna make sense to you at the time. But you will feel, yes, this is the right decision. You're gonna feel it. How you gonna feel it? You're just gonna know. You're gonna know. God has ways to reveal stuff to you. And most importantly, if you pray about your decisions, you will know if they come from God or no. So it's amazing how He works, you know? It's just incredible. And I am excited. I'm buzzing because I know that you were created for so many things. But all you gotta do is stop living in your past. You gotta let that go. You gotta let that stuff go. It doesn't serve you. Like, especially those things that don't serve you. Not because you have to forget that they even happened, but because you can just extract the wisdom and remember that God can use it in ways that are beyond you. So stop allowing the past to stop you. Only the present moment truly matters. What you decide today and what you do today. And it's not going to be a race. Sometimes it might feel like nothing is happening. Sometimes it might feel like slow motion. I mean, really, really slow progress. But when you look back a few years, you're going to be like, wow, I came a long way. That's how God works, against the odds, despite the odds. And I love it. And I'm so excited. And I can't wait to see what God will do in your life. I can't wait. Because He has some great stuff in store for you and your life and your family. If you accept. That's the truth. That's the truth. So I think that's all I wanted to share today. I hope that you found this video helpful. And if you have, please share with others. Please tag anybody who would benefit from hearing this video, because this stuff, it's really life-changing. And I would love to, reach more people. So I would be so grateful. I would be so grateful if you shared, if you, tagged people below, whatever feels right for you. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. I truly appreciate your time. Tomorrow in store, we got Wealth Wednesday, and I'm so excited for this. It's going to be a great topic again, I'm sure. And so many people will benefit from it. But for the moment, I would love for you to take a moment to think about what you heard from me today. Take a moment and think about, what bullshit story have you tried telling yourself? That you're not qualified, that you're not capable, that you're not smart enough, that you used to be this. So how could you ever become this? Because God doesn't care about that. And it's not a surprise to Him. If He has planted something in your mind, it means you were meant for it. Do you accept? So take a moment and think, where is God leading you now? What is this message trying to tell you? And I'm sure you'll get some great answers. I can feel it. I can feel it. So thank you everybody so much for watching again. I appreciate you so much. Have an awesome, awesome day. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.